What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. It's CryptoVision here, back again with another crypto market deep dive. Today's video, we're going to be checking out DEGEN. So all my DEGENs, hit that like button, subscribe for more. If you're interested in a free Discord, it'll be linked in the description. I also offer a paid Patreon membership with in-depth analysis, all of that good stuff. So everything is linked in the description. You can go check that out. Without further ado, let's get into it. So we're checking out DEGEN here on the monthly chart. We closed the monthly, what was that, on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. So we officially have closed 8 months, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. 8 months now of red, right? 8 months of red. And so there's no real data on any other indicators besides price action. So we are looking for, this rounded bottom. We're starting to get a rounded bottom to come up through here. This is where that 3 cent mark I'll have on that weekly chart. Okay, something like that, where we're going to be looking for a rounded bottom coming here. It's a $14 million asset. This thing is gonna, I do believe this thing is gonna move and groove when we actually do get a move, right? Depending on when, right? It'd be something like this. Okay, and then you would need to come up through here, flag out, right? Flag out like this, come down like that. Okay, and then go. So that's kind of the idea. Come up to this 3-1-3-0 area, right? Do that, flag out, and then go. And then you'd have a big, nice, you'd have a big cup and handle. Then you can go. Okay, so that's the main idea. Okay, that's the main idea. You got targets all the way up at 0.009, all the way up to 0.19, all the way up to 3.1. Okay, and from here, that's a crazy move. That's 37x. Okay, that's a big move, right? That's a big move. That's why we're staying patient. That's why we're just, having key levels, accumulating when we can, de-risking when we can, making sure we stick to a plan. As always, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure that you do your own research. Make sure that you understand what you're investing in, have a plan, and stick to it. Okay? If we're on here on the weekly chart, we can have a little bit more data, especially on the indicators. But for price action, this is actually looking like it wants to also do something like this. All right? So you'd almost have like a 1, 2. You can come up in like a 3. Come down into 4 and then go get 5. All right, and then you'd have 5 waves up. You could have 5 waves up. There's a lot of possibilities. You could have like a 1, 2, A, B, C, 3. You come back down 4 and you go get 5, and you do this and you do that, and then you flag out, right? And then you have a 2, right? So this would be like your 1, 2, something similar to right here, right? Something similar to right here. Okay, something similar where you went up and then you came down. Okay, so that'd be ideal. That'd be very nice. Let's see if anything happened. But this thing just goes vertical too. So TA is great. I even admit sometimes when we're dealing with these smaller cap assets, sometimes it's just one candle. Right? We can't rule that out. We can't rule out the fact that this thing can have one candle and go up 300%, 400% in one candle. Okay, we can't rule that out. This thing in 1 week went up 55%. Okay, 1 week it went up 55%. This thing in 1 week went up 128%. Okay, in 1 week this thing went up 272% in 1 week. Okay, so that's a big deal, right? That's a big deal, especially when we're looking at price action. We have this pattern coming down. We have this idea that there's some different time frames. We're talking about the end of March towards the middle to the almost not the end of April, but like the 20th of April, just because also of Bitcoin dominance. If you missed that, I covered that on the live stream. Bitcoin dominance is in a pattern where this is the last month before a decision. It really can start declining right now. It closed below the 20 EMA on the monthly chart, which indicates a downtrend. Okay, it confirmed can't a full body candle close below the 20. So that's great news, right? But it can still be range bound for another month. So this also can be range bound for another month, right? It can be range bound for not another month, but another 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, another 2 to 3 weeks. So, timing is the hardest part, but understanding that there is a pattern here that can be fulfilled, right? You got this shoulder, get ahead, shoulder, and then go. Okay, so the idea of 1455 is still a very, very important level. Very important level. Okay, we're down below the monthly open. I'm not too worried. It's the second day of April. Okay, we do need to make sure. I mean, these wicks are not great. These wicks are not great. So overall, the price right now is still range bound. We're at the same price we were. We came down here. I mean, we came down through here in February, and we're in April. We came down through here in February. Right, we came down through here in February, right? And we're just range bound, okay? We're just range bound. We're kind of just doing that right now. It's frustrating, I know, but it is what it is. We can't get over emotional in times like this. It has extreme bullish divergence. It has bullish divergence from November 24th of 2025 all the way to February 23rd, 2026. So a multiple month bullish divergence on the weekly chart. Right, this chart wants to be bullish. It just can't do it right now because altcoins, no crypto right now is ready. Nothing is ready right now. There's conflict in the Middle East. The Fed and the current administration are at each other's throats, so that's not helping. The idea that oil is going crazy right now is just suppressing a lot of the other assets. Gold and silver are kind of in a correction right now. They're not fully correcting. So right now we're waiting on gold and silver really to actually correct, and that liquidity that people are saying doesn't exist is going to be trillions of dollars, ladies and gentlemen. I assure you there's lots of money out there. Money doesn't sit around. It does not wait. It just moves, okay? On the daily chart, right? On the daily chart, this kind of confirms what we're doing. We're going up in 3, we're coming down. We're going up in 5, we're coming down. Okay, so it's not a bullish structure. It's not a bearish structure. It looks like a bottoming structure where you're just building up liquidity. Okay, it looks like you built up liquidity right here. Okay. And it looks like you built up some liquidity right here. Okay, what'd you do right here? You came up and took it and came right back down. So what would I expect? I would expect actually to come down, take lows, and then come back up. That's kind of what I'm expecting. It's kind of what I've been talking about. This low doesn't really look like it wants to hold. It looks like, especially since this low didn't take this low, that means there's a band of liquidity right through there. Let me see if I have that on the weekly chart. Let me see. I need to put this on the daily chart. Put this on the daily. Yep. Okay. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if we sweep and take that low. Okay? Right there. 6 cents? If we come right down below that, or even down to this 549 level, and then come up in 5, 1, 2, A, B, C, 3, 4, 5, and then start to move. Because that would just look so much better. That would look so much better. You come down, doing this, and then you flag out. Okay? So that's the idea, okay? The idea of, you got a red dot down here at the lows. You're rejecting the moving average. Okay? It kind of fits what's going on, right? It kind of fits with the idea that, we do want to sweep some lows. I talked about this on the live stream. So if you're missing the live streams, I do talk about the overall market. I talk about what's kind of going on. I kind of expected to start the month bearish, take out some lows, and then start to move up, right? We don't just want to shoot up on the first couple of days. We don't want to just shoot up and then just get just absolutely decimated, okay? We want to kind of want to come down here, take out this liquidity down here, take out anything, and then come up fast, right? Because we are going to come back up here at this one level and take that out, okay? On the 4-hour chart, if we're looking at the 4-hour chart, yeah, we had that red dot. We had that red dot back through here at April 1st, and we started to decline, right? You see this right there. You got that. Almost that shooting star. Now you're coming back down. Okay, so that's not great. It's not great for price action, but it's great for just the overall structure. So you got to build structure. You can't just go straight up. What are we doing? We're building some kind of bullish divergence, right? You have pretty sure you have a higher low, right? What does this close at? Closes at 665. Let me get rid of this actually. 665, and you got 663. So you got lower lows and then higher lows. So you got lower lows and you got higher lows, right? You got lower lows and you got higher lows. The low isn't set yet, so this thing can just keep going down. But the idea is there that there's not a lot of sell pressure down here for altcoins, especially for a $14 million asset. Nobody's really shorting this. Nobody's really looking at DEGEN. I'm going to short this. They're sticking to Bitcoin, Ethereum, the Solanas, XRPs, Chainlinks, things like that. Doge, big market cap. So you can you don't have to worry about someone coming in and just a whale comes in and puts 14 million in. That's a 100% move, right? So that's dangerous to short. That's dangerous to short because someone can just come in and take everything out with one move, okay, with one swipe. Swipe or no swiping, right? So that's kind of what I got. That's what I got for DEGEN. On the weekly, you still have that green dot. On the 2 week, you have that green dot. On the 3 week, there's not enough data. All right, there's not enough data, but it's just we're just waiting. We're waiting till about April 20th to see whether or not we get a move. I'm still in DEGEN. I'm very optimistic about DEGEN. You got bullish divergence on the 10-day chart. Looks great. Looks good. So, as always, I thank you for your time. I thank you for stopping by. If you enjoy the video, please leave me a like. Please subscribe if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, it's all good. No worries. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for your time. Take it easy. Peace.